The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 178 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is another Coca-Cola playing card deck. So, no further ado, let's take a look, see what we get. Here we have the Coca-Cola playing cards here, in the standard glossy finish tuck box here. This is the English-French tuck box version. So we got the Coca-Cola logo here at the top, and you got the Coca-Cola polar bears here with the Coca-Cola scarf on. They each got a Coca-Cola bottle in their hand. Then you got playing cards down here at the bottom here in the English and French. On the side it says the Coca-Cola logo, playing cards there in English and French. And then pretty much the same thing on the other side, except you got a little polar bear there. And the image from the front of the tuck box here wraps around to the sides of the tuck box here. And on the bottom here, you got a barcode and a recycling logo just there. For the back of the tuck box here, you got the Coca-Cola logo once again, playing cards in English and French. And these are made by Bicycle, so that you got a bicycle little logo there. And then you got more Coca-Cola logos there, just different versions of them. Then you got a sneak peek of 3 of the cards in the deck. You got a sneak peek of the 7 of diamonds, the ace of clubs, no, the 7 of diamonds, the ace of spades, and the king of clubs. Then you got some corporate information just down here in both English and French. And these are from 2018 from the United States Playing Card Company. On the top of the tuck box, it's just that same kind of like white kind of texture that wraps around like up to the top. Then for the seal here, you just got the standard United States Playing Card Company black seal with the white outline spade, and then the white border around that. On the inner tuck flap here, you got some corporate, you just got more corporate information there. On the 2 inner tuck flaps, there's nothing there, it's just plain, so it's just the kind of wraps, the design just wraps around onto that. If we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck box here, it's just plain white, nothing too crazy going on inside there. And now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with the back design. For the back design here, we got a one-way borderless back design. So it is a one-way with no border. And it's pretty much, you've kind of seen the design for the tuck box. I mean the design of the back design on the front of the tuck box just over there. So you got the same Coca-Cola logo there at the top. Then you got the polar bears down here with the scarf and the 2 drinks in each of their hand. And then you kind of got the night sky there, snowing with the moon. And then you got the snow just down below. And there's a one-way back design, so if we flip the card over, they would be facing in different directions there. So they're not the same, the design won't be in the same direction if you flip them over. One will be upside down, one will be right side up. And now for the cards you get with the deck. Here we start with the 2 jokers here. You got 2 jokers here. You got the red joker here that says, and they're both wild, so wild cards. They say wild cards, but they're both jokers. They got the Coca-Cola logo there in the middle, and in the corners there. And then for the red colorway, you got the wild in the red colorway with the polar bear, and then the baby polar bear on top. And you got a penguin holding the Coca-Cola bottle. And then for the black colorway wild card, you got just the polar bear there and a seal with the Coca-Cola bottle on its head. And then you got a little bicycle ad card here. And one side's English. I guess there's only the English. Okay. Yeah, so you just got a bicycle ad card. And then you got a little info, like, not a little information kind of card. Yeah, kind of got a little bit of a little information card if you want to pause and read that. You can. And then just the back design on the back. And for the custom ace of spades here, it's pretty much the design we already seen like twice. But I'll go over it again. You just got for the ace of spades here. It's kind of like in a spade kind of like shape almost. And then you got the 2 polar bears there facing backwards with the Coca-Cola scarf and the 2 drinks in their hand. And then kind of like the blue sky with the snow down below. And then for the rest of the cards, pretty much the rest of the deck is like a standard deck. So you got the standard spades here. Well, except for the core card. The core cards are only pretty much the only like custom things really in the deck. But we got the Jack, Queen, and King of spades here, and they're fully custom core cards, and they're all polar bears. So the Jack is a polar bear with the Coca-Cola bottle on his nose. Then you got the Queen, which is a polar bear standing up with the Coke bottle in their hand. And then you got another like adult, big polar bear with the baby polar bear on its shoulders, and then the Coca-Cola bottle in its hand. Oh, I guess the aces are also custom. And then you got the two for the diamonds here. You got the standard diamond design. And then you got the polar bear sitting there with its cub. And then just the Coca-Cola bottle sitting in the snow. And then the rest of the diamonds here are just standard bicycle diamonds. And we get to the core cards once again. Jack, Queen, and King of spades. No, of diamonds. Diamond. And there are three different polar bears this time. Here you got like a little mountain down there for the Jack. And then the two polar bears are sitting there with the Coca-Cola bottle in its hand. And then you got the Queen. And it kind of looks like ice. You got like the ice lines and there's shadows down there. And there are like two polar bears kind of like dancing or like sliding around on ice. And the Coca-Cola bottle once again. And then you got the King here with the Coca-Cola scarf, the Coca-Cola bottle in its hand, and sliding on the ice. Then we got the clubs here, standard club design. And we got the Jack, Queen, and King of clubs. And they're the exact same thing as the spades. The same cards for the spades. So we don't really have to go over them too much. And then you got the normal club design here. And we got the custom ace of clubs here. And it's the exact same one as the spades. So I guess the core cards for the clubs and the spades are the same. And I'm assuming the core cards for the diamonds and the hearts would be the same as well. And that seems to be the case there. They got the fully custom core cards for the hearts again. They're the same as the diamonds. And then the hearts here are just standard bicycle hearts. And the core card here is the same as the core card, the heart. Ace of hearts is the same as the ace of diamonds. So we don't have to go over that really. It's just two polar bears sitting there once again. And now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And I can tell already that these cards are going to be really slippery. Well, I found no real issues with the springs so far. They're definitely really springy. And they got a good bend to them. They're not like super stiff, but they're not like super like bendy like either. It's more of like a nice in between, which is nice. And they got that nice smooth spring to it. So no issues with the springs. Now time for the fans. And there's one messed up card there. So we'll flip that over. And since the back design here has like, it's a one-way back design, there'll be multiple different fan variations. We got the first one here. It's kind of like the lighter blue at the top, and then it gets dark blue, and then the different, like you can see the different colors. But then if I flip it over, you kind of got the white, then the different shade of blue, and then another shade of blue, and then another shade there. And then there's like a way to do like reverse, like other fans, like reverse fans, but I can't really do that. Or you'd get another slightly different pattern there. And because of that like little snowflake on the side, you got a little pattern on the edges of the cards. But overall, the fans are nice and smooth here. You can see all the different pips and numbers here. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. The only issue is that they're really slippery, so I feel like they're, at some point in this deck review, they're going to slide out of my hands. But now time for the Pharaoh. Not the smoothest Pharaoh. As you can see, I had to like slightly shuffle them and slide them together to get them to interlock and weave. But they interlock and weave pretty nice there, not flawlessly or anything. Now time for a giant fan of the back design. Yep, the cards have already started to want to slide out of my hands. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. And that was a more smoother Pharaoh there. And the interlock and weave pretty flawlessly there. Now time for a giant fan of the faces. Now time for the Riffle Shuffle or Bridge Shuffle. And this is the part of the video where the one-way back design gets all mixed up. What I gotta say so far, the Riffle Shuffles and Bridge Shuffles are pretty smooth. Like they're pretty smooth there. Like I can do a riffle like a perfect riffle like every time. Like there's some cards where I try to riffle them and that I can't even get them like interlock and weave together. Kind of like that almost, but like not entirely. But this deck feels pretty smooth. And now that all the cards are nice and mixed up, the the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles were pretty smooth there. No issues there. And now time for the few packet cuts. Most surprisingly, of how slippery I said the cards were, they didn't feel like they were really going to slide out of my hands too much when doing the packet cuts, which was surprising. I thought they were going to slide out of my hands a little bit more. But when I did the worm here, as you can see, a few cards like spilled out of my hands. Not too many. So the packet cuts were surprising. You can definitely tell that they want to slide out of your hands a little bit, but not as much as I thought they would. So the packet cuts are more smoother than I thought. Now time for the one-handed cut, or surely a cut. And now time for the dribble. Well, dribbles seem to be pretty smooth. Well, they're definitely smoother when they're upside down. They're more softer and smoother dribble. And then you got more like harder kind of dribble with the back design facing up. But they're pretty smooth. They're not like super smooth, but they're definitely still pretty smooth. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. What I gotta say? Another terrible deck here that we have. A nice classic kind of Coca-Cola deck here. It's pretty like a standard deck overall, but still slightly custom at the same time. So if you're a fan of Coca-Cola decks, or just Coca-Cola products in general, this would be a nice recommend to have in your collection or something. And then you got the one-way back design. I'm not like a huge fan of one-way back designs, personally. But like some of them I can get like used to over time. This one's not terrible here. And it makes for some nice fans once all the cards are not mixed up. That's one good thing about one-way back designs, because you get some cool like fans that you can get. And then for the faces here, you got the custom court cards here, which are all different polar bears, and then you got the standard bicycle pit like suits for the pips there. So overall, just a nice simplistic Coca-Cola deck here, and well designed. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 178 of Daily Deck Review, and this has been the Coca-Cola playing cards. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.